I can't think.
Sorry, I'm pulling this up so that we can record the
Y by 10.
Noah's on the right track here.
Yeah,
So
on the right track. What are you doing?
Okay. So there we go. So we're gonna do a couple things. We're gonna do a couple things here. So one of the first things that we're gonna do is we are going to put one of the first things we're gonna do is we're gonna pull our video sensing cutting block off. So pull that off.
Okay, well, I don't know what just happened to my game, but it's gone.
So find your login.
I did.
Okay, and then your game will be in there.
For me.
Okay, what am I doing?
So we pulled the forever video motion
The
blah blah blah.
show. We pulled the show off.
No, we pulled this right here.
Yeah, forever.
Was right there.
So
And we separate. Okay. So we separate that. And what we're going to put in instead is we are going to put in a forever create clone is what we're going to put in. So we're going to put in events. I'm sorry, controls, forever. And we're going to say under the events,
Whoa, you gotta calm down.
we just put in a forever loop. Oh, never mind. It's under the controls. And we're going to say create clone of myself. So that way we get multiple apples.
No, they got cake in here.
I'm using a banana.
Yeah.
All right. So we have when clicked, switch costume to apple, show,
We need to put a wait second on this.
forever create clone of myself. And then we need a wait block. Yep. So then, and then we're going to put in a wait. And we're actually going to put in like a
Stop.
couple seconds.
The create clone stop whenever I put it in the code.
Okay. So now we have
What?
forever create clone of myself, wait.
Forever. We'll just constantly do it whenever.
Okay. Now we need to give it the directions for what to do.
Okay, wait.
We need to give it the directions for what to do whenever it creates a clone of itself. So I'm going to pull out there under the control blocks. There is a when I start as a clone. So pull out the when I start as a clone. All right. When we start as a clone, we want it to go to a random spot. So I'm going to say motion, go to X, Y numbers.
For the RTI group, how do they determine if you go to the math or the reading RTI group?
Whichever one you're more in need of. So, all right. So we're going to say whenever I start as a clone, it goes to those points, but we don't want it to go to those actual numbers. We want it to go to a random X spot across the bottom of the screen. So I'm going to say under my operators, there's one that says pick random. I want that.
We're gonna have to change it.
Right. We don't want it to be 1 through 10. We want it to be from the left corner, which is like -206.
Ours are different.
So that would work. -192. So it can go from, on mine, I don't want it to touch the edge. Don't have it touch the edges.
I have it like this, like.
We're going to put in a code that says when it touches the edge, you die.
Okay.
So don't put it on the
I need
edge.
to change the side.
So I'm going to go -192 to, I'm not going to go all the way to the corner again because I'm going to have my fruit go up in the air and curve to the right. So I'm just going to go to about mid screen. So I'm going to go about right there, which is 28. So pick random. Mine's 192 to 28-ish.
Okay, wait, hold on. My code.
Positive. Mine says positive 28. Negative 192 to positive 28. That's about the middle of the screen.
Mine's negative 98 to 201.
If it goes to all the way to 201, that'll be all the way on the right side of the screen, and then it'll touch the edge and say you failed. You don't want it to go all the way to the right. Here in just a second, we're going to code in this apple so it goes up like this and curves to the right.
184.
So we don't have it much past the middle of the screen. Otherwise, it's going to fly off the screen to the right. You won't be able to cut it, and then you lose the game.
That's just bad.
Okay, so now we have when I start as a clone, go to X random 192 to 28, and then my Y says 161. I want it to start again. I want it to start just above the bottom of the screen. So that way, if it touches the bottom of the screen, I lose the game, is essentially what's going to happen. So that's a negative 151. So I'm just going to change mine to 151.
Mine's 124.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. You have a taller fruit. So the middle of your fruit is different than the middle of my fruit. So, okay. So when I start as a clone, I'm starting somewhere around there. All right. And we're going to have it repeat a set of motions. We're going to have it repeat the go up motion and go to the right motion.
So change the Y.
Is that always gonna be right?
Yeah, we're just going to always make it go to the right because we're just doing simple. So I'm going to go repeat.
Okay. How do you memorize, right?
It's a control block. So it's one of the orange blocks in the middle. So I got repeat, and then it's a motion block. And like Noah said, we are going to change Y by something, and we're going to change X by something.
Needs to be a positive, so it goes to the right.
Yep.
Okay, definitely. Oh, that's. Oh my gosh.
So
They're both.
at this point, I got that one falling.
I don't know which one could.
So you can't cut right now because the cut's pulled off. But
Oh.
so
I have like 4 of them.
we have my apple is going up and to the right. I don't like how far to the right it's going. So I'm going to change my X to like 3 or 4. Yeah, 2's fine. And I need the apple to fall. So I'm going to put in I'm just going to duplicate this and make it negative 10. Right? So now my apple is going to go up and down, up and down, up, down. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, I just have like 79. Oh, yeah. They don't go up too high.
It doesn't go up very high. So we want to change that. There's a few different ways we can do that. Personally, I think it would be best if it was a random height, right? If it went up a different amount each time so that we have to cut at different heights. So I'm thinking I'm going to put in a random operators, pick random, and I'm going to change my Y by 10's probably the minimum. I'm putting in a random. So I'm going to say change Y by 10 to 20. That way it goes different heights. Does it fly off the screen now?
Now. Yeah, no.
Aren't even going any higher.
One of them does, but that's it.
Maybe 20 is not enough. Let's do 50. Is that better?
50.
Oh, that was almost off the screen. Almost off the screen.
Yeah, maybe 50 is. Right.
Mine are right at the top of the screen. No one's going off
But
the
if it
screen
goes
yet.
too high, it touches it, then it's gonna.
Yeah, so maybe 50 is too high. Let's
50 is going up.
40.
45.
40 is about 3/4 of the way up is the highest it's gone so far. Stop, go again. That one almost touched the top.
Can we do something with the 97 like stuff that's popping up on the screen? Because it's not normal.
What 97 stuff? Oh, you just have a whole
The
bunch of
banana
things.
after banana.
Yeah, we gotta hide them,
I kinda
is what it is. So
Can I take a picture of said Colton's face and then copy it for one of my sprites?
it could be. Yeah, you can insert your own pictures in.
Wait, I would-
Okay, so I'm okay with that. Now, keep in mind, we could put in a variable. So we could put in like a arc variable and we could say change the variable by blah, 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 blah. But we're going real simple mode. So we're just rolling with this. As Noah has pointed out, first off, if I don't have the change Y all the way to the bottom of the screen, my Apple's not going to fall all the way to the bottom of the screen. So I guess if it does this 10 times and it hits 40 every time, it is possible it would change it by 400. So
if you do the negative Y, it just
I-
like that depends on how fast it is.
I
But
guess,
I already did it and it just shot straight down.
yeah, let's see what happens. That's pretty fast on the way down. I guess you better cut it on the way up, huh?
Negative 50 seems to work pretty well. We need to slow down how fast it goes up the. Well, I guess it's random. We need to make it.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. So maybe instead of the change Y, maybe we change the repeat.
It won't go like far enough off the screen.
Maybe we make the repeat randoms. How's that?
Yeah.
That look better?
Also.
It's falling too fast, but
Are we just gonna put like after this happens, wait a certain amount of time?
you can just say delete clone. That's what we're gonna stick on the bottom.
Okay, good.
What about that?
No, because then it just like goes straight up for me. Well, I guess
Those are different heights.
look what mine is.
It's a nice speed. What is yours doing?
Just watch. It like goes all the way up and then it just randomly drops.
Oh, it's going up too high. It's hitting the top of the screen.
Yeah, but I have it set to you.
Change your repeat to like 30 instead of 40 times.
I had on 50.
I'm okay with how mine is.
I have so many strawberries at the bottom.
Yes, there's a lot of apples piled up at the bottom. We're gonna do a delete clone here in a second, but
Yeah, I'm fine with mine. Let's just hope people are.
Okay.
fast enough.
so, and we're just doing the simple version here. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick in my delete clone.
But I'm slicing, it's not deleting.
You don't have the slice attached. Your slice command's not attached. So I stuck a delete clone at the bottom. So now
Oh, it
my
works.
now my apple should go up, down, and then delete. Up, down, delete. Up, down, delete. So
I have a
it works.
banana that I can't cut.
It's not perfect, but
Why do I have two of them?
I don't know. I still have
Project could not say.
an apple falling from the sky. So, but my basic premise is here. Now I have an apple that shoots from different places and it goes different heights, and I'll be able to cut it.
Wait, I think I'm.
So I'm okay with how this looks. It's not perfect, but it's all right.
Oh, yeah.
So we need our slicing back in. And we're gonna get fancy on our slicing.
Do you know how to get the project could not save?
You're not
Right.
logged in.
Yes, I am.
That would be why I don't know that.
No,
I don't. It won't be the end of the world if this simple project doesn't save. If it is, you can just steal Colton's.
I would
permission.
not save it either.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll just see what happens, I guess, in the class.
I can't.
Um,
I can't click
we're-
the flag to start it.
What?
I can't click the flag to restart my game. Try a new piece of code.
Oh, can you hit discard?
I mean, download.
I download them.
I do, but it just stays there. I mean, that worked. Yeah.
can still test it that way.
Just refresh.
Okay, we're gonna put in a touch block. We're just gonna make our own block and we're just gonna call it touch. And then we'll be able to put in the command for whenever you're doing that, this is what will happen. Okay, so we're gonna build a block. So if you forgot how to do that, you're gonna go to my block. Go to my block, make a block, and we're gonna call it touch
None of the clone lift.
or touching, maybe. Doesn't really matter. Go to my block, make a block, and just call it your touching
Oh,
block.
wait.
My block. On the left, it says my blocks. It's pink. Click it and then click make a block. Title it touching. And then we hit OK. So now we have this thing on mine. It pops up and it says define touching. And if it doesn't say that under my block, you would have to drag it out so you can define what touching is. So what is touching?
When the light. Are we talking about?
Motion.
when
It's
your
this,
hand-
isn't it? Isn't it that if the motion on the sprite is 20,
Yeah.
Yeah.
this? So here's what touching is. Define touching. If the video motion on the sprite's greater than 20, switch it to custom 2.
And then put forever touching, just leave that.
So no forever.
Yeah, no, but this code that we just took the original, that like.
And then we're going to shove a touching block in there.
Yeah.
Is what's going to happen. So we're going to say
forever.
no forever loop because you're not forever touching. So just if at any point you're touching, you are video motion 20, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so now we have to say, at what point are we looking for touching? When are we looking for touching?
Whenever you move your hand over the hand.
Now that's what touching is. At what point do you want the code to see if you're touching?
Whenever it's on the screen.
Okay, and when is your Apple on the screen? Where?
On the screen.
Where do you want it to check for touching?
The clone code.
Yes, your clone code.
That's what I was gonna say.
In your clone code, that's where you want it to check for touching. I want it to check right there when it's flying up. And I want it to check when it's flying down. Right? I want the computer program to say, okay, Apple, go up. And as you're going up, I'm going to check and see if the video motion is touching you.
Where are you at? Oh. here.
So at this point, my,
Yo.
oh, I missed that one. Got it.
Yo, no, I missed that one.
Got it.
What
Okay,
is-
so,
they already broke.
well, depending on how sensitive your motion is. So now as it flies up, I can cut it. And as it goes down, I can cut it. Okay? Because my computer program is checking as it changes Y and X, it can see if I'm touching it. And if it is touching it, it does the touching thing.
Making sure you make hands. Never mind, I'm not signed in.
I'm signing.
That's what's gonna take.
Wait, why don't you go to another tab and then sign in there? Open a new tab, go to Stripe, sign in.
Yep. Some people have done that before and that's worked.
I was signed in. when
All right, so we got the basics of the game here. It's very simple, but we have a fruit that flies up. We can chop it. We can get rid of this old code of the falling thing. This, we don't need this anymore. I'm just gonna go ahead and detach that. The falling apple of our original code. This that says go to this forever, if not costume change. So, I mean, you can, it shouldn't. Mine's not showing.
It's at the very bottom of your screen. You're like, here it is.
Oh, before, oh, I understand what you're saying. So Malachi is saying this piece right here, this piece, Let's get rid of this show block.
Okay. Hold on, so where,
We could actually say when I start as a clone show, and we could say when I click the flag, hide. Now it shouldn't show unless it's a clone.
you want to, what did we do before we said the define touching? What code do we put?
Where we put the
Yeah,
forever
I
freight
kind
from?
of don't know.
On the under a flag clicked. So we have when clicked, hide the apple,
Oh, well.
switch it to apple 1, forever, create a clone of myself, wait.
Oh,
That's literally almost what I did.
It's a when clicked, yep.
and now,
And then we say-
Banana show forever create clone of myself. Wait 1 second. Yeah.
The non-clone doesn't need to show. So put a hide in there and then put a show on the clone. Like this. When-
Yeah, so,
When clicked, hide. Apple costume. Forever, create clone of myself, blah, blah, blah.
okay, so when flag click, hide,
Uh-huh.
switch costume bananas forever, create clone of myself show. Wait 1 second.
I think the show needs to be under the,
Wait 1 second.
no, under the when I start as a clone. Look at the board
It's forever.
right here. When I start as a clone, show me. We don't want to see it until it's a copy of itself.
I thought we didn't want to see it until,
We don't want to see it until it's a copy.
where's the hide again?
The hide goes in the when clicked command right here. When you start the game, it's going to be hidden. Because we don't want to see that apple until it starts moving as a clone. Ray, you good?
Yeah.
Nick,
I need to
close?
hide it.
No. Last thing we have to figure out is depth code. We got to figure out a when touches the edge, you lose.
Broadcast.
So broadcast and stop all. All right, so we're dealing with when clicked, regular costume. We want to hide it. So hide.
I'm gonna take it. Why is it so-
We do not want to see the apple. until clone itself. There we go. Forever clone myself and then wait one. Top one. Right underneath clone. So that way it's not like clone, with a machine gun. But awesome. But okay, when you are a clone, it's gonna random X. That looks fine. It's gonna repeat.
Bro, I
Change Y.
not a four.
Blue block motion.
I don't know what I did.
Change Y. That's it. Change X. Yeah, show the change Y in there. And then there's the X in there, same spot, make the X smaller. Yep. And then random operator. Show that repeat circle. There you go, and you can make it, mine says 10 to 40. Whatever you want. 10 to 40. You guys got the depth code figured out?
Oh, no, I didn't know we were supposed to do it by ourselves.
What are we doing here? If
Well, I have.
when touching edge, broadcast depth code, stop all.
What?
Okay, so now it should shoot up.
So basically, like, I mean, it's,
Oh, you don't have a show. Show. Yep. So you have an apple that flies up. Now you need this, except for it needs to say go down. So click and duplicate that.
Yeah, you saw it.
And make it negative y. And go y. So maybe
I was gonna say something, but.
now put that
Yeah.
up and down.
Learn how to throw pictures up here.
So stop button.
You hit Y, it
Pull the
almost
random
was.
part out right there. Always go to the bottom.
Touching
And throw it right in. And make it like four. I'm gonna make. Now it'll always go to the bottom. Stop. All right, watch, but delete clump. And then after it goes up and down, it's not. It's not the right one. Just start at the bottom. And then you do. We got it. All right, now it should go up, it should go down, and. this is good. Yep, It'll show the stop button.
I think it's better.
So now you need your motion sensing stuff. So the first thing you're gonna do is make a block. So my block,
What's it?
you might make a block. Call it touching.
I have a code when fly click forever if touching edge stop all.
We don't want to stop all because you want to,
Stop this, right?
you want to stop this sprite.
Stop.
And then you want to broadcast. Like you want to broadcast like a switch costume, switch background, something like that. You see a fail screen. So you can just draw a costume that says you failed, you died, you lost, something. Okay. That's it, you okay? Pull this down here so it's not, or either one. There you go. And this needs to say if the video touching thing.
Would it be other scripts and Sprite?
That one will work.
No.
Attach it to
Some water?
I have.
Hold on just a second, Ray.
Oh, hi, Tyler.
Okay, so if.
And Clay. Tyler.
Operator.
Oh, ow. Hey, okay, so what's the code for this?
I'll fight it.
Yeah.
Where
Where is this?
It is. It needs to say video
Huh?
motion on Sprite.
Do both seconds?
It's really.
Next year on the day to sign
Okay,
up.
now go to my blocks.
I feel like I'll just go.
Touching block. Touching on line up and that line down.
Say what?
Yeah, maybe you're right.
I doubt it.
What's your costume? Oh,
I don't think I can get it. Like,
Hey, look.
all right, Raymond, that one's not working.
Mr. Hamilton.
Yes, this girl. She's gonna kill it.
No, it's not saving these.
Sorry, I'm hitting with those pictures.
So I can like here, download.
We have a little, that's in there.
Works now.
This inside of it.
Oh.
Didn't save.
Go.
Chop.
You have to go to.
Your costume?
This one. Just go.
Okay, that now looks fine. Let's go here. Okay, why do you have two when I started?
Switch that to.
Get rid of that.
No.
Got it. Try. Oh, looks good. Go
There you go to. Change. You gotta
No,
change.
that's
the
right.
stuff.
Go left.
Go to just go.
The corner?
Oh, no.
You know, tweak that. Show.
Very top. Okay. And
Show.
scroll to where the flag clip.
Looks.
Change that show to a hide. We don't want to see it until it's a
Do you
clone.
see the? Put it.
Yeah, I have all the code.
Malachi, you got the depth code for us? Does it work?
Yeah,
I haven't checked it.
Flag and see if it works. Why you not flying?
And then
Hit your stop button.
in this one.
That's what like clicking.
And then hit show.
I just showed some You have Y. Change that to positive.
No, it should work. I should have this way.
I think there's gonna be another question for everybody. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot.
Why is everybody?
Well, me.
I'll use my hand.
Me trace.
Wait.
Change that to the positive number. Change it to 10.
No?
What is it?
I think they just went because everybody else went. I don't think 10 is the time. No.
Come on. Wait, why is it?
Check that says 10 a little more here.
Now, you guys think.
You should post this to the.
Shoot like a.
I'm gonna
Yo,
do
Trace, play my game.
Alright, it's not flying very high.
God, how do you already lose?
Does a cut when I start as a clone show.
I feel the game's over.
Each random 10 to 40.
You can stand next to me.
Change X, Y,
You can do it.
change Y by.
They're going. All right, I don't.
Wait,
He's
point
Just dance.
0.000.
So where's the remote?
Noah.
Here's all the code.
What
Got
the
you, don't
heck?
worry, it's not working.
That should be working.
I'm gonna.
I just moved my body.
Make it. more
Mine's
pro.
okay. How about we just wait 0 seconds?
Yeah. Popping up.
My
Okay,
pressure
we're
rate
gonna
is so
stop.
small.
Go to your flag click.
No?
Twin click.
See,
I'll test out the game.
Yeah, no, that looks right. What is your game?
Billy.
I don't know.
Hold on,
I'll
I
take
want
a
it.
death code real quick.
All right, Malachi, I got your death code. So did you just draw a costume in?
Here's all me. No,
Okay. Noah, do you have a death code?
Yeah, but it's not very effective.
Okay. So what'd you do? Just draw on a death costume
Yeah. The sprite, I just put you lose. I made it
On
sprite,
this?
Yeah,
You made a whole new sprite?
yeah, I just put you lose.
Okay. So you just made a new sprite and
It's like halfway done. I don't know the last part of the code.
so you said you lose. Okay.
Okay, a little bit.
It's a little big, but
I go
yeah.
to win flag close forever. It ties into my M touching edge, so I don't know if that, you know.
Okay. Okay.
bothers anything.
So under your fruit, you said control, no events, win flag clicked forever. If
Well, okay, let's just start.
you did this, right? When
Yeah.
clicked forever if
Touching edge.
sensing touching edge.
And I put stop other sprite or other scripts and sprite. And then I haven't got to the broadcast.
Okay, so let's do a broadcast.
When I went to do a broadcast, I wanted to
Let's do a broadcast under the controls. Lose. And then we're gonna say stop. Broadcast, lose, and stop other scripts in this sprite.
Yeah. So
Totals.
now we need to define what lose is.
Yep, and then on the you lose screen, we're gonna say when I receive lose looks show
Yeah. Well, then we need to make a,
when flag clicked hide.
yeah. Or-
So then we need a when flag clicked hide. All right, so now, oh, why is it not hiding?
Forever hide.
Mine's
Nope.
working.
Mine's not. I bet I know why it's not working.
Yeah. Too. Mine works.
Mine's starting on the edge.
After it touched that.
Mine's starting too low.
Yeah, that's the out of that problem to it.
That's what I think. I think my Apple is starting too low. So let's make it like a negative 120.
What's the other fucking code?
Mine still says you lose.
I guess you're just bad at code.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Could be. I'm bad at coding.
He's like, my mama game was like yours.
Well, my one is top tier.
Why does it keep broadcasting the lose?
I don't know, mine's not.
Maybe I'm just a loser.
Oh, no, I missed it. Oh,
Maybe I'm just a loser.
well, why not?
Yeah, mine's just staying up
Don't want
If
that to be
touching
down.
edge, then broadcast lose. Hmm.
Oh, no.
Maybe my Apple starts too low in the first, like, before it even makes the clone. Maybe that's it. Let's try this.
hide clone.
Yes, but I want it. Yeah, now it's working. No, now it's not broadcasting the you lose.
Just
Cause
wait.
you undid it. Look, go back to the code.
I didn't undo it.
You lose right.
Oh, I did. Still not working.
Mine worked.
No, what's going wrong here?
No, it's kind of tragic. No, mine
Don't you have it at 0, 0?
Only at the start. It should when it hits the bottom. Oh, maybe it's the clone. Maybe it needs to say if the clone touches the edge, then broadcast. Because the clone doesn't count as the actual sprite. I bet that's it. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna say this. When I start as a clone, aha! Now it's working. Still firing apples. So I had to put it in there. Still making. I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna say when I receive lose, stop other scripts and sprite.
When I can't get my.
Wait, what? When?
That worked. Lost.
Wait, when? Stuff all.
right now I have under my clone, I have if touching edge, then broadcast lose. When I receive lose, stop other scripts and spread. There's a problem with this. Is it even possible to win?
Yes, I mean. Spawn kill him.
No, if I cut him, I still lose. Still lost.
I just have a hard time of having.
If showing costume, then
306 is the stopping point.
Yeah, we're totally at a stopping point, but
costume, whatever you're doing, touching edges.
we could say if touching edge and costume 2, then broadcast lose. We could say that. I think that'll fix it. If touching edge and
What is your project for this tiny house? What are you trying to accomplish with it?
we're doing insulation testing in environmental science class.
Does it work?
Yes. If
You should put little.
costume number equals 2, if touching edge and costume number equals 1, then lose. Okay,
Yeah.
it needs to be further away.
There it is.
Work, just took a second.
Wait, if
Is there a weight?
edge and
That don't look like I'm there to say that.
So you gotta have the rule that says you gotta play further.
Why don't you,
Yeah, you can play that.
make it, if you don't hit it,
Honestly, you could do about 2.
it just springs down the score and then like.
Siding, yeah.
Like
Yeah, we
all
could
the
do,
stuff
we could do that.
you would-
Where it says, where you get a score and then if your
Yeah,
score
three
equals,
dots.
when variable equals 0, broadcast you lose.
Fourth grade art.
Yeah, we were talking about a bomb, like, we don't have time. to put
I
a
feel like
bomb
it's
in,
too
so-
sensitive to touch.
Yeah, it is very just sits around.
You'd have to stand further away to play the game first off. You can't be right up here, because if you're right up here, you can just be like. Never lose.
You have to look, wow. That's so.
Yeah, so. All right, well, we have a basic fruit ninja.
I got mine done.
Mine is fruit ninja.
Alright, now what we
Basic fruit ninja.
Drop the-
So stopping the recording. File, save,
You post it to the classroom.
stop it. Yeah, I'll just upload it and then you guys can. So, we have tomorrow and then Friday is rotating study hall. So Friday is also the end of the quarter. So we will have an upload link for the Move the Cat by Emotion game, moving motion game. And then additionally, we'll have a Fruit Ninja video sensing. So that's what we're looking at. We have one last thing to do tomorrow. We all done. Scratch.
What are we doing on our game competition?
And then we're doing something else.
What are we doing on our game? Scratch.
Doesn't have to be on Scratch.
Yeah. Is it gonna be on that one website you showed up? Why not? That
We
website
don't,
would
we
be
don't have
awesome.
the CPU power to use it.
Stupid. It looks awesome.
Sorry.
If we did, we probably would. So.
What's that fiends? Best fiends?
Yeah.